Good day and welcome. You're watching Sint Maarten NEWSDESK, where we bring you the latest and most important stories around the island and beyond. With your anchor crew, Alston Lawrence, Glenda York, Tiziana Hart, and Mizzy with the Sunshine Report. This broadcast is brought to you by TV15 and proudly produced by Great Bay Media Studios in Philipsburg, Sint Maarten. And now, let's jump straight into today's top headlines.
Two arrested after Dutch Quarter stabbing. The police force has arrested two people following an assault involving a pair of scissors in Dutch Quarter Monday night. Shortly after 7, Central Dispatch received several calls reporting an ongoing altercation between a man and a woman. Responding officers found the man with an injury to his upper body. Preliminary information indicates that the injury was inflicted with scissors during the confrontation. Following an initial investigation, police arrested both individuals on suspicion of serious ill treatment and transported them to the Philipsburg police station. Ambulance personnel provided medical attention before both suspects were incarcerated, pending further investigation. The incident is reportedly the third stabbing-related case under police investigation within 1 week, raising renewed concern about disputes escalating into violence involving sharp objects. Police have not disclosed the identities of those involved or what triggered the altercation. The investigation remains ongoing. Sint Maarten patients safe as leaders express solidarity with Colombia. All Sint Maarten patients receiving medical treatment in Colombia have been accounted for and are safe following Monday's devastating earthquake. Public Health Minister Claret Connor contacted SZV, which confirmed the patients' safety after communicating with them and their respective medical institutions. Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Luke Mercelina, Prime Minister Dr. Luke Mercelina expressed relief and commended the minister, SZV, and Colombian healthcare providers for their swift response. Mercelina also extended condolences to the Colombian government and families mourning loved ones, while acknowledging the close ties between Colombia and Sint Maarten. He reassured members of Sint Maarten's Colombian community that their grief and concern are shared across the country. Member of Parliament Lyndon Lewis also expressed solidarity with Colombia and praised emergency personnel, volunteers, and residents assisting with rescue and recovery efforts. Government says it will continue monitoring developments and maintaining contact with the relevant agencies concerning Sint Maarten patients and residents in Colombia. Ras Iroy to address justice and sustainable cannabis development. Regional Rastafari leader and cannabis policy advocate Ras Iroy will speak at an upcoming public forum examining the future of cannabis regulation in Sint Maarten. His presentation will explore the connection between Rastafari, reparatory justice, and the development of a sustainable Caribbean cannabis industry. Ras Iroy is expected to argue that cannabis reform should extend beyond commercial opportunities by recognizing communities that advocated for change long before legalization became a mainstream policy issue. He will discuss religious freedom, the historical criminalization of Rastafari, and legislative developments recognizing Rastafari cannabis practices in St. Kitts and Nevis. The presentation will also offer recommendations for incorporating cultural rights, social justice, and meaningful community participation into future legislation. The free public forum titled Building the Future of Cannabis Regulation is scheduled for August 14th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the University of Sint Maarten. Other speakers include Dr. Joseph Rosado, Mr. Markel Emmanuel, and Leandra Leslie Saintcher. Advanced registration is encouraged because seating is limited.
Hello, my people. My name is Glenna York of Sit, Sip and Chat and Moms in Paradise podcast. You can find us on TV15 Sint Maarten, TVC St. Kitts, and on YouTube. Reporting from Great Bay Media Studios in Sint Maarten, your NEWSDESK feature story is coming up. But first, here is Mizzy with the Sunshine Report.
Hey there, it's Mizzy with the Sunshine Report, straight out of Sunshine City, Sint Maarten, bringing you the warmth and the sunshine you need to kickstart your day. So let's dive into today's forecast and see how the skies are treating us.
Youth, your voice matters. If you're between 13 and 24, this is your chance to shape the future.
Take the Department of Youth's quick 5 to 7 minute survey and share what matters most to you. Your feedback will help guide programs and policies that make a real difference.
Scan the QR code and take the survey today. Your voice, our future. Together for Sint Maarten.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. Number one provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them it's there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to road.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
SIPS to host public dialogue on enslavement and reparatory justice. The St. Maarten Institute for Public Policy Studies will host a public dialogue Wednesday evening examining Dutch colonial enslavement and pathways toward reparatory justice. The event follows recent international developments, including the Netherlands' abstention on a United Nations resolution seeking to classify slavery and the transatlantic slave trade among the gravest crimes against humanity. It also comes after the French National Assembly repealed the remaining colonial-era measures that once governed enslavement on the French side of Sint Maarten. The program will begin with position papers presented by secondary school students. Speakers will then provide an overview of enslavement on the French side, followed by a deeper examination of the Dutch colonial system, its historical structures, and its continuing impact on society. Organizers say the dialogue will explore how St. Maarten can develop a just and sustainable reparatory framework. The forum begins at 7 p.m. Wednesday, August 12th at PMIA Hall on Back Street. The public is encouraged to attend. Strong community response to first Back to School Expo. Students, parents, and community members gathered for St. Maarten's inaugural Back to School Expo, organized by Extra Tight Entertainment. Held on August 9th, the event connected families with exhibitors offering information, services, and resources for the new school year. The program also featured discussions on academic preparation, the future of education, and communication between parents and children. Psychologist Shamila Williams-Webster delivered the keynote address, while Education Minister Melissa Gums discussed preparing students for the upcoming school year. Police Officer Felix Richards addressed challenges in parent-child communication. Two panel discussions allowed professionals in education, mental health, social work, guardianship, and inclusion to offer practical guidance on real-life school challenges. Attendees actively participated and expressed appreciation for the opportunity to connect directly with professionals and service organizations. Managing Director Berto Fleming thanked the exhibitors and partners, including the Focus Foundation and Windward Islands Bank, which helped families begin opening student bank accounts. Organizers say many participants are already looking forward to the next expo. Soualigan Giants celebrate Caribbean cultural exchange. The Funtopia Youth Initiative Foundation is celebrating the power of regional cultural exchange after taking its Soualigan Giants Moko Jumbies to the Anguilla Summer Festival. The young performers participated in the road parade through a collaboration with Players Troupe and Calypso Charters. The project brought together performers from St. Maarten, costume creators from Trinidad and Tobago, and Eldon Gums of Florida-based legendary Mokos. The Soualigan Giants joined Players Troupe's Guardians of Paradise presentation, which captured Band of the Year, Most Colorful Troupe, King of the Band, and Queen of the Band. The foundation says the exchange gave young cultural practitioners valuable exposure to different carnival traditions, production standards, costume design, and creative professionals. Funtopia believes such opportunities can lead to future training, performances, and partnerships across the region. The foundation says the Soualigan Giants are becoming cultural ambassadors who can carry St. Maarten's traditions throughout the Caribbean and beyond.
Hey there, I'm Venicia Herbert, and welcome to the Community Billboard. This is your space where the people, places, and heartbeat of the St. Maarten community get to speak for themselves. Whether it's an event worth showing up for, a business worth knowing about, or a cause worth caring about, you'll hear it right here. So, settle in, because what's coming up next just might be exactly what you've been looking for. Welcome to the NEWSDESK Community Billboard.
heavy sweating, weakness, dizziness, headache, nausea, a fast heartbeat, maybe signs of heat exhaustion. Move the person to a cool or shaded area, loosen clothing, and help them cool down. Confusion, fainting, seizures, or very hot skin may signal heat stroke. Call emergency services immediately. Know the warning signs and act quickly. A message from Collective Prevention Services within the Ministry of Public Health, Social Development, and Labor.
To be part of our mailing list, send an email to newsdesksxm@gmail.com.
Youth, your voice matters. If you're between 13 and 24, this is your chance to shape the future.
Take the Department of Youth's quick 5 to 7 minute survey and share what matters most to you. Your feedback will help guide programs and policies that make a real difference.
Scan the QR code and take the survey today. Your voice, our future. Together for Sint Maarten.
Let's put everything on the table. People always give their opinion, and you can either take it or crunch it. Let them judge. We give in to the most irresistible flavor. We devour every nugget that falls in our hands, especially when it's our crunchy fried chicken. And let the crumbs fly if needed. Let them keep judging. We'll keep indulging. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You could talk to your family, talk to your friends. Affordability and convenience. Community connection, that makes sense. Reliability with experience. Hey, for every laugh, every adventure. #1 provider, they got ya. We tell them your data is always on. You can opt out whenever you want. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want the road. Control my data, yeah, yeah, yeah. Always connected every time, everywhere. Money low, but I never fair. I know, tell them is there. Connectivity, that's what I like. Flexibility, that's what I like. Reliability, that's what I like. Tell them, sign me up for life. Tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Come tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to go. Come tell them we always on. For every moment when you want more. Tell them we always on. Stay connected when you want to roll.
Welcome to the BTP Cybercrime Awareness video. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any illegal activity that uses computers, smartphones, or the internet to harm people, steal information, or cause damage. Now, how to protect yourself. First, use strong passwords. Also, keep your devices and antivirus software updated. Enable two-factor authentication. Research before sending money. Use trusted platforms. Log out of accounts on shared/public devices. Scan the QR code for more tips. Stay alert. Stay secure.
Before we wrap up, we take a moment each day to check in with our neighbors across the region. There's always a story worth paying attention to. Here's today's regional headline.
Guyana prepares for CARIFESTA as government reviews wharf contracts. Guyana has begun regional preparations to host CARIFESTA 16 in 2027, while the government reviews contracts connected to the Port Kaituma wharf following the deadly MV Barima tragedy. Culture Minister Charles Ramsden and Minister Stephen Jacobs met with CARICOM officials to discuss the festival's program, financing, logistics, marketing, and opportunities for Caribbean creative industry development. Guyana hosted the inaugural CARIFESTA in 1972 and again in 2008. The most recent festival was held in Barbados in 2025. Meanwhile, Attorney General Anil Nandlal says his chambers are examining contractual arrangements for the Port Kaituma wharf, which was intended to accommodate the MV Malisha. The newly constructed facility reportedly developed structural problems after significant movement of surrounding soil, forcing sections to be rebuilt. The contractual reform forms part of the government's wider response to the July 18th MV Barima tragedy. Legal action could follow if evidence of negligence is uncovered. A commission of inquiry and criminal investigations are continuing. Landlau stressed that the inquiry will complement, not replace, the work of law enforcement agencies and the courts. Search and recovery operations have ended after 73 confirmed deaths, with more than 30 people still missing and presumed dead. The Maritime Rescue Coordination Center remains operational.
Welcome back. Each day we take a moment to go beyond the headlines and look deeper into the issues, people, and conversations shaping life here on Sint Maarten. Welcome to today's NEWSDESK feature.
Community advocate in Zinga Lake is calling on Sint Maarten to start a deeper conversation about caregivers. Her message is simple. Check on the person who is always checking on everyone else. Lake is launching a movement called Who Checks on Us? Focus on the emotional and practical weight carried by people caring for aging, ill, disabled, or dependent loved ones. For Lake, the message comes from personal experience. For the past 2 years, she and her siblings have been privately caring for their aging parents. She says the journey has changed her, not because her parents are dying, but because they are aging, and as loved ones age, family roles begin to shift. As she puts it, once they carried us, now for many families, it's our turn to help carry them. But Lake says caregivers are often overlooked. People ask, how is mommy? How is daddy? How is auntie? And they should. But Lake began asking another question. Who asks the caregiver, how are you? Caregiving, she says, is not only about aging parents. It may be a niece caring for an aunt, a nephew caring for an uncle, a grandchild caring for a grandparent, a husband caring for a wife, siblings caring for each other, friends caring for friends, or even a neighbor who simply stepped in and kept showing up. Many caregivers are supporting loved ones living with dementia, Alzheimer's disease, cancer, stroke, Parkinson's disease, disabilities, chronic illness, and other conditions that require ongoing care. Lake says, sometimes the caregiver is not the person anyone expected to take on the responsibility. They are simply the person who showed up and kept showing up. She also speaks honestly about the emotional side of caregiving, the grief that can come from watching someone you love change while still being grateful that they are here. And as she says, sometimes you miss parts of someone who is still right there beside you. Lake says her own support has often come from other caregivers, friends who call, pray, listen, vent, cry, laugh, and help each other keep going. And through the journey, one lesson stands above the rest: patience. Patience with the loved one, patience with the situation, and patience with yourself. Lake's message to caregivers is direct. You are seen, you are valued, you are loved, what you do matters. Being tired does not mean you love the person less. Feeling overwhelmed does not make you feel ungrateful. Sometimes caregivers need advice, sometimes prayer, sometimes a listening ear, sometimes an hour of help, and sometimes simply a hug.
And that's all the time we have for today's edition of Sint Maarten News Desk. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, new episodes premiere every weekday at 8 a.m. on TV15 and across all our social media platforms. From all of us here at News Desk, we wish you a fantastic week ahead. Until next time, stay friendly, Sint Maarten.